allow the two children to have the budget.
It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay.
She
Off your mind. Off your mind.
like me.
Chai! Now wow, people wey supposed talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, my ego don't come. In go torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we laugh, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My people make we shout, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. My ego diary politico, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. This one not the off in mind, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. And in the touchlight every corner, oh, yo, yo. My ego don't come, oh, yo, yo. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Chai, them be promise us say we go get light and power. Nah. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Sure. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say my ego don't come. So my people make you ladder, oh, yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My people make we shout, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, man of the masses, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. My ego diary politico, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. This one not they off in mind, oh yo yo. My ego don't come, oh yo yo. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that my egun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say my egun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say my egun don't come. So my people make you laugh, oh yo yo. My egun don't come, oh yo yo. My people make you shout, oh yo yo. My egun don't come, oh yo yo. Man of the masses, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego diary politico, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. This man not the off in mind, oh, yeah, yeah. My ego don't come, oh, yeah, yeah. Aha, now you not done here, all these bad politicians, then we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get waiting supposed get for this country. And I never hear something. Now go hear one, my ego. You go show on a paper. My ego diary political. So my people make you shout, oh yeah yeah. My ego don't come, oh yeah yeah. My people make we laugh, oh yeah yeah.
Hello there, brethren. So welcome to the Temple of Truth tonight. So good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and a very good evening to you from wherever you are joining us. It is Mayegun Live. So thank you very much for joining me. Please, after reading the caption of the broadcast, do read the description as well. It's quite much tonight, and I bet that should be your first point of call, right? So that you have an idea what are we going to be talking about, at least for the start. So if you have read the caption, read the description, like the broadcast, you should like the broadcast and share it as well. Invite your friends and your not so friendly friends. Tell them to join us. The Mayegun is live and loaded, by the way. So thank you if you have done any of that. So the controversy around the criminal, or should we call it a fake, I wanted to say cake. So fake agency the scandal, which has somehow failed to leave the media space. They've done everything to try to kind of like cut it down, but it seems to be dragging on longer than usual, but they are still very much in control. However, this scandal of creating a fake agency, which the Tinubu's regime denied, however, their denial and other official kind of documents, references that showed that this agency was actually existing and they were all aware of it. Whatever happened between them, whatever negotiation or sharing formula that got them to change their mind, right? Well, we are just witnessing all of that unraveling. So they claimed that this is fake. And the guy who set this up kept telling us that, you know what, how could it be fake when majority of them were very much in on it? So what went wrong initially was because the money expected to be allocated to this fake agency called Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council. Yeah, they are called the PFIPC. Gbaja Amole is accused, and Gbaja Amole is Tinubu's chief of staff, by the way, right? So Gbaja Amole is accused of setting up this agency, not without collecting a bribe of 600 million naira, in which 400 was already paid before the agency got the official presidential kind of like a cover, like stamp, that got it to be able to operate as the federal government agency on behalf of Tinubu's regime. So problem started when they said the budget for this fake agency that passed through every section or every department of government, including the National Assembly, right? They said the budget was 24 billion naira. From the 24 billion naira, they quickly sent a text to the guy, which is Matthew Adeyemi. They sent a text to him to say, listen, you would need to part with 48.5% of whatever you receive. And that is practically like taking almost half of the money. For who? So they said the guy resisted because at the time they released 1.3 billion naira or thereabouts to this same agency. They've denied that no penny was paid to the agency. That's a lie. And the guy was supposed to pay, I think, 620 or 630 million naira to Bajabia, Mila, and the rest. And he failed. So they decided to scrap everything and throw the guy under the bus. So a lot of people have been asking that, you know what, for this whole thing to make sense, right? The right thing to do would be for Bajabia Mole to resign. Yeah, step aside so you can be investigated. But that's not going to happen. Some people said, I am actually one of the people who said, Kolu is old. And most of the things that they are going to do in his name, it's probably never going to be aware of most of them. I think I am wrong. I am going to admit that right now, that I think I am wrong. Omoyele Shure told us on this platform and said, no matter what Tinubu does, right, he is very much aware. Nothing happens within Tinubu's regime of this kind of magnitude, right, that he is not aware of. And I think Shure was right. And most of you who have the same kind of, believe, you are right. So yesterday, Kolu vaguely, he never speaks to Nigerians. He doesn't have any respect for them. Where your president can at least address you and say, listen, this is the situation. Even if they have to write all of that for him, all these things, all this propaganda they are pushing in a way, they couldn't put them together perfectly so that Tinubu can speak to Nigerians, directly and say, you know what, this is what is going on and this is what we have done about this, about that. This is going to be my action and the rest of that. No, he speaks vaguely. He speaks in the midst of his court jesters, praise singers, ass leakers, all risers. All of them dressed in different Babariga with different funny titles, governors, senators, party leaders, rich, this, that leader. So he was talking to them and he said, on the issue of this fake agency or no fake agency, he has confidence in Gbajabiamole's integrity. Integrity. God damn it. Integrity. So he said Gbajabiamole's integrity is very much confident in him. Okay, he's got so much confidence in him. And therefore, all this talk about, even if there's a mistake made, right? If he make mistake, he will own up to his own mistake. So therefore, everybody should just forget about it and leave Gbaja alone. That's called. Meanwhile, the same call initially, when they started denying, they first wrote this long epistle. I didn't read it. I bet they expected people to actually waste their time where Onofunuga was just, weaving words, like weaving things together in a way that they are not related. They are not answering the real question. Okay. However, they didn't stop there. So they went on to say EFCC, ICPC, they should investigate this guy. No arrest is made. None. Okay. Then the next one, Gbajabiamole now threatened that the guy must apologize to him or else he will sue him for 10 billion naira damages. Not just that. They went on again to go and arrest his father, the guy's father, that's Adeyemi's father. They arrested his father from Ogbomosho. They took him to Abuja to go and write statements. When that became public, right, you can't do substitute arrest. You can't say, I have done something now, you go and arrest my brother. Or you have done something now and somebody will come and arrest me because I am your friend so that they can use me to arrest you. That happened to all of this. So in the last 1 week, in their effort to try to bury this whole thing, right? And Adeyemi himself is yet to be invited, arrested. Now, he was on, I think he was on a phone call with a very dark man yesterday where he was like saying things. And at that point, they've already taken his father. So he told very dark man on that video call, right, that he's not sure anymore if Gbajabiamila is directly involved, Meanwhile, Gbajabiamila is actually the arrowhead of the whole thing. So Kolu, to everybody still talking about it, right? He said the whole thing should be forgotten.
Have absolute confidence on the integrity of my chief of staff. All the issues all campaign of calumny and insinuations should stop. The box stopped here. If I make mistake, I'm ready to own up to it.
So, have you made mistake? Like, have you come out to say, okay, I made mistake to have established this fake agency and somebody actually needs to pay for that? You know that? So, Kolu is not interested in any of this. All of this talk about everything, the box stops here. That's a Kolu at the National Assembly because they are also indicted. There are official communication between the National Assembly and this Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council, PFIPC. Official communication with from the National Assembly, both the House of Representatives as well as their Senate. So today, right, according to them, they say since Kolu, so Kolu now set up a probe committee, okay, to go and investigate what happened. How did this agency come by and all of that? They have their report already. The guy is going to be thrown under the bus if they have not done that already. Sure you get. And whatever they present to you, to them, right, is what you should accept. Questioning this as they are the judge and the jury in their own case, where somebody who is the chief of staff to the president, right, has been indicted in. There are many other cases, so there are many other allegations of Bajabia Moles on the anti-Lizo. But with what Kolu said, the buck stops on his desk. So therefore, he is very much aware. So the Senate today themselves also decided to shut down the probe of how did this guy that they are now calling a scammer, how did he manage to get his, what do you call it? How did he manage to get his budget proposal? Okay, across, I mean, what do you call that? The appropriation bill. How did he manage to put together a budget for the same non-existing agency that the National Assembly also voted and passed this same bill that automatically allocates 24 billion naira to this agency? Not just that, the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation. Now that is the office that you can say is the secretariat for the government of Nigeria. Okay, that is where they put together the list of those who are working for government, those who are appointed to the agencies, the heads, and all of that stuff, right? That's where they have all their files. Right there, right? The Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation of Nigeria, led by George Akume. They were the ones who approved that this agency should be allowed to, in fact, they approved 300 kind of like a staff. Yeah, 300 staff for a non-existing agency. So the National Assembly that received all the official communications from every expected quarter, right? They are now saying they have no idea how it happened, how it got into the national budgets. And right now they can't probe it, they can't investigate it. Reason, Tinubu has already launched an investigation, so we'll wait for that. An investigation that is put together by the same Bajabi Amila, the person that is indicted in the whole thing, right? I'll show you the drama, how that happened. The National Assembly, they blocked the move to investigate this thing, right? They blocked it. And how? This.
Take away the right, your right to come under privileged state to ventilate your view on any issue. You have the right based on this order, right? But in view of what is happening, what has happened yesterday, I believe that we'll wait and see what comes out from that investigation before we go further.
Okay, I have two observations, Mr. President. Quite all right, I agree with you. I don't have any problem with that, and I supported the move by the presidency and other agencies. But this is a constitutional right which I am enjoying as Senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And I am coming to from another direction, the Appropriation Act. It creates an image, therefore allowed me even to read my prayers then as a privilege, which I read it. And whenever a matter of privilege came up, I am pleading with Mr. President to allow me just to hear me. Then you will decide, the chair can decide.
But what I'm not, what I'm trying to say is this: the way you've come to ventilate your view, to jump into your resolution. The way you come to ventilate your view, you are coming like you are presenting a substantive motion. But if you say it, if you say your mind about, what you feel about it, then of course the Senate will look at what should be done. I'm just trying to guide you, but you
I'm properly guided.
You can go ahead.
I think you allowed me.
You can go ahead. I don't want to repeat it.
I thought you allowed me to use to go through that order.
Are you coming under point of order?
There is some substantive order. There is an order.
What order?
There is an order. There is an order. Mr. President. There is an order.
Okay, wait. You sit down. You can sit down. You may sit down. You may sit down. Continue.
Allowed me to finish. Then you will come with his order.
Okay.
Then, further note that notwithstanding the executive public disapproval of this agency, the entirety was incorporated in 2026 Appropriation Act under Code 011106201 with a budgetary allocation of 1.3, 1,302,000,000 naira, 978,000. Thereby raising a serious question regarding the integrity of the budget preparation and appropriation process. Aware that the budgetary provision comprise personnel cost of 800 plus, overhead cost of 200 plus, and the capital expenditure of 300 plus. And that also section of media initially describes the matter as 2 billion scandal. The verified appropriation stands at over 1.3 billion naira for an entity now officially claimed by the government to be non-existent. Concerns that inclusion of purported non-existent or unauthorized entity in the national budget undermines the credibility of the appropriation process, expose weaknesses in international budgetary scrutiny, erode public confidence in the National Assembly, and subject the federal government to avoidable domestic and international criticism regarding transparency, accountability, and fiscal governance. Also concerns that unless the circumstances surrounding the inclusion of this agency in the 2026 Appropriation Act are thoroughly investigated, the public confidence in the integrity of the budgetary process and the oversight function of National Assembly may be signified and diminished. Therefore, I am urging the Senate to condemn in the strong term the administrative lapses, internal collaboration, or fraudulent schemes that enable a purported, non-existing, and unauthorized entity under Budget Code 011106620001 to be incorporated into the 2026 Appropriation Act. Direct the Senate Committee of Ethics, Code of Conduct and Public Petition and Appropriation to conduct a comprehensive investigation surrounding the inclusion of Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council in 2026 Appropriation Act with a view to determining the process through which the sum of 1 billion plus was proposed, scrutinized, justified, and approved during the appropriation process. The ministries, departments, and agencies, as well as public officials or other person responsible for facilitating the recognition and the inclusion of this agency in the national budget, and whether any fund had been released, committed, or expended under the budgetary allocation, including whether any bank account has been established or operated with a budget line. This is the angle I am coming. The angle of budget, which is our constitutional responsibility. I so submit, Mr. President.
Like I said, the same colleague came under privilege, and I thought this issue you could have brought it to the Rules and Business Committee to be listed as a substantive motion. But as I said earlier, the presidency has taken up this matter by directing that the ICPC should investigate fully how this matter came to be. And the marching order has been given, and I think ICPC has started. To me, I believe that what we need to do at this stage is to have the report of the ICPC, and then we can act on that report and deal with it as we feel appropriate. Is it a review that we take this stance? Those in favor, please say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it.
That's it. So the Senate is not going to look into how this happened, the internal collaborators and the rest of that, because of what use, when they all know what happened. So why do you think they want to further help expose themselves? Because that 1.3 billion naira didn't just appear in the national budget approved by these guys. They also have to have their own courts. So another drama that also happened today is that of the House of Representatives. One of them rose up today they were debating this same issue. many others, all right? But somehow, now that a lot of them have lost out their return ticket to in APC and what have you, so they suddenly want to walk. But at the same time, they were all shut down too. And what was that? So one of them rose up today to raise a motion or move a motion that at this point, the National Assembly should invite Tinubu to come and answer questions on the state of things. All these fake agencies, insecurity, and all of that. It was even talking about them spending trillions of naira on coastal road while Nigerians are dying and being killed, beheaded, and all that. But that was not taken lightly by others who are there to defend APC, especially Kolu. So I'm going to take you through their drama, and that one is like about 10 minutes long, okay? But I've kind of cut it in parts. Here is the first part. They wanted the Kolu invited to come and answer questions, and that sounded like an abomination. Watch their reactions and the reactions of others. This one.
The 2024-2025-2026 budget is implemented. I will fight. Agencies are not being funded. Our people are kidnapped every day. Heads are being chopped off on national television. We want to invite the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as our father to come and explain to us why we are spending trillions of naira doing roads, why we are spending billions of naira doing coastal roads, yet Nigerians are dying. Yet our security agencies are not receiving funding.
Point of order.
Move.
Thank you. Any seconder to this motion?
Yes.
Any seconder, please? We want this motion to be bipartisan, so I would want to see a member of the ruling party also join in this. It's not a minority issue, I believe. So any member of the APC here that is willing to? Honorable Jajere.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker, honorable colleagues. My name is Honorable Engineer Mohammed Buba Jajere, PhD. I stand this afternoon to second the motion ably moved by Honorable Mascot. I so second, Mr. Speaker. Thank you.
Amendment. Who has an amendment to make?
Amendment.
I only recognize one from this side. So, Honorable Amobi, either you or Honorable Ginger agree to who will move the amendment, please.
Thank you, our dear Speaker and my dear colleagues. My name is Right Honorable Amobi Godwin Oga. I rise this morning to amend part of the prayers made by my brother L.S. Ikweche. And that amendment is that this House cancel the open week or postponed to enable us be able to resolve this matter amicably. I so move. Thank you.
Any seconder to this amendment? Any seconder, please? Any seconder? Who is seconding, please?
I'm seconding.
Peter, I did not recognize you. You cannot.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Zangwandaura. Aure.
The Right Honorable Speaker, my distinguished honorable colleagues, I remain Honorable Sani Lawal, representing Zongo Bori Federal Constituency from Kazana State. Mr. Speaker, I rise this morning to second the amendment moved by honorable colleague. I so second. Thank you.
Thank you. Another amendment? Honorable Gaddi, please go ahead. Sorry, I didn't put the question. Let me put the question first. Honorable Gaddi, can you sit down so that I can put the question?
You say?
Yes, contribution, Mr. Speaker. I represent, I'm totally in support of the motion moved by my brother. Totally. But I reserve the right to make amendment and express my opinions as a parliament on areas that I feel it should not be handled the way he prayed for. Mr. Speaker, it's good to hear each other. Democracy, principle of federalism have a constitutional procedure, and holding government to account for taxpayers' money equally have a modus operandi of doing that. Mr. Speaker, Nigeria operates principle of federalism with different departments and agencies of government. No. It is only ideal for Parliament to invite people delegated with responsibility. No. Sit down! Sit down! Sit down! Sit down! Sit down!
Order, please.
Mr. Speaker, sit down! It is only allowed to allow people. Sit down! And that is my amendment. That sit down! Agencies responsible for implementation of budget should be the people to be invited here. Sit down! Mr. Speaker, secondly, Mr. Speaker, secondly, it will be insensitive, Mr. Speaker, to close the house and open weeks because of contractors. I saw moves, Mr. Speaker. Sit down! Yes. Sit down! Sit down! Sit down!
Honorable colleagues.
We are a poor nation. The bank code will follow. They say firewood, not smoke. They say we need to plant more trees. And they are not giving us money. We need to open our eyes, shine it, and tell the West, if you don't guarantee our finances and work with us to stop this, we are not going to comply with your climate change. They'll do it.
They'll do it. Kolu. So yeah, those are the guys who were trying to have a quorum, an agreement. A member moved a motion that they should summon Kolu, invite him, as if to say he's going to honor an invitation from them. But they killed it anyway. Invite him, and another one rose up there and said, no, they shouldn't invite Tinubu, they should invite all the agencies, the clowns. That's not all. There is more. Promise you.
Honorable colleagues, sit down. Honorable colleagues, sit down.
Sit down.
Yes, sir.
Sit down.
Order, please. Order.
Mr. Speaker,
in view of
point of order,
the stormy nature of this issue, I would want to kindly call for the House to split so that we can take votes of each of the two sides for or against.
No, man! No!
That is my ruling if we want to go further. Because I want to
have a motion, let there be seconder.
Let there be seconder. In support or against, identified. So we split into two, for or against, please.
No!
Behavior of members in the House. Order 9. Behavior of members in the House. Order 9. Rule 9. No! When a member is speaking, no member may converse aloud or make any noise or disturbance to interrupt him.
Sit down! 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 We are one. We are one. Sit down! Sit down! Sit down!
Observation, sir. Observation. Observation, sir.
Your motion is right here, and I want you to bring your own copy so that we can compare what you read and what you have given me as the motion you want to present.
Your Excellency, if you take time to dissect the motion, sir, the content of the motion, you see that there's an area where I used my green biro to also add certain amendments.
There is no way you alter with any green biro.
Signed and duly signed, sir.
I have the copy here. Please come. The minority leadership can come and check and confirm that you have not altered anything.
Mr. Speaker, please.
You have not altered anything.
Minority now. Look at our leadership.
Please, I want you to read.
Please, minority leader.
The prayer that is contained in the motion brought to me by Honorable Mascot.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable colleagues,
may I approach the bench, Mr. Speaker?
As you are aware, even if you are moving a motion of urgent public importance, it is the rule of the House that you submit a copy to the presiding officer of that day to go through, because it's not published on notice. Please, can you sit down, please, Honorable Ikweche?
Put off your mic.
Thank you. It is the rule of our House that we voted for, that when you want to move a motion that is not on notice, you send a copy to the presiding officer to glance through and say yes or no. And it is that copy that is in front of the presiding officer when you are moving that motion, because members don't have the copy of your matter of urgent public importance. So they rely on the copy that the presiding officer is having. In this case, he sent me a copy, the same copy that he's having, because both of us are presiding, in case if it's not there, for me to glance through. And if he has permitted that I read your prayer 5, please, with your permission. Your prayer 5 says, constitute an ad hoc committee to interface with the relevant fiscal authorities on the state of releases, the settlement of contractor liabilities, and the utilization of approved borrowing, and report back to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative action. Comprised.
Honorable colleagues, sit down.
Trust me, right? That's another faction to buy. I mean, another side of what they are shouting for. Yesterday, Tinubu's regime announced that they should stop paying all these constituency project money. And that's going to affect all of them. The idea that Tinubu's regime is making more money, right, is already, the lies about it's actually already catching up with them. And that is why somehow they feel like it's about to touch them. The noise about inviting Kolu should come and tell them about the insecurity in Nigeria, the budget. It's been operating different budgets. right? Not just one single budget, blah, blah, blah. All that are just noise. Oh. They've stopped their constituency project money. And that announcement is made, and they said until further notice. Some of them need this constituency project money as part of whatever they want to use for their election or their retirement plan. I don't know. But you need to watch the rest of it. And there is more, actually. But here.
Borrowing and report back to the House within 4 weeks for further legislative action, comprising the Chairman Committee on Appropriation as chairman and the following as members. The Chief Whip of the House, the Minority Whip, the Chairman Committee on Finance, the Chairman Committee on Aids and Loans, Committee on Budget. Now, good. I remember, Mr. Speaker, that you also. It is also the rule of the House, Mr. Speaker, that when motions are moved and prayers of the motions are led before the presiding officer, the presiding officer will ask for amendment of any of the prayers. While we were sitting here, you asked for the amendment of the prayer. And there was no amendment to prayer 5, Mr. Speaker, that says invite Mr. President.
absolutely.
Mr. Speaker, how do we now put that in the motion that is already before you? Since you asked for amendment and none of the members here, including myself, amended that prayer 5, how can we import what was not existing on prayer 5, which is now inviting Mr. President to what is before us as presiding officer? That is outside the tradition of the House. I was expecting members to amend that prayer 5. And since they did not amend, the law says equity is the vigilant, not the indolent. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, honorable colleagues. So the prayer, as I've said earlier, by Honorable Mascot is for an ad hoc committee to be set up.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Actually granted.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, point of order.
Please, Honorable,
I'm coming on that privilege. Point of order, Mr. Speaker. On that privilege, Mr. Speaker.
I have already ruled on this. Please, let's
but contributions we are taking, even by the DS. Contributions we are just taking.
We
after you
have already ruled on this matter.
No,
you
I'm
cannot
on privilege, Mr.
revisit
Speaker.
a matter that has already been ruled. Please. Honorable Victor, sit down, please. Sit down. Sit down, please.
Mr. Speaker is on
sit
privilege.
Down, please. I didn't
thought you will
recognize you
hear
to
me.
speak.
I'm coming on that privilege.
You should respect the chair. I did not recognize you to speak. You
That's why I'm appealing to you to recognize me.
You know the rule very well. Please.
I'm appealing to you to recognize me on privilege.
Sit down, Honorable Victor. I have earlier granted you the opportunity to speak.
So I shouldn't talk. So I shouldn't talk. So because I have a rule book. I also have the same rule book.
Sit down, please.
I have the same rule book.
And you did not amend.
Mr. Victor, please sit down.
Mr. Speaker, our rule says on privilege. You should hear me.
There is no privilege on this issue.
Is denied. Please,
yes, there is no privilege on this. Mr. Speaker, you call for amendment. Nobody amended prayer 5.
Exactly.
To invite the president. If anybody amended prayer 5, we will invite the president. And since nobody amended prayer 5, we cannot invite Mr. President on the basis of this document that is before us. What is written is stronger than the oral conversation that we are having here.
Please, honorable colleagues, I want to implore you.
Right. Who did this thing to us? Okay. May God forgive all of us.
Right.
Who?
Tiagasa? The Tiagasa?
So that is how, I mean, that was how they cut off any invitation of call, and you would never hear about it again. A lot of them have attempted to kind of like act smart, but usually now that they control the National Assembly, it's not going to happen. No, it's not going to happen. Rather, they will rather want you to gather and sing on your mandate, you shall die, or something like that, right? Than for you to be asking Tinubu to come and explain to you. To them, who are you? Because that's how they are treating him. He's an emperor. So how dare you? Meanwhile, these are the people who represent millions of Nigerians, okay? They represent constituencies, senatorial districts, where Nigerians have been segmented into, 200 million people, represented by 469 people, right? And 469 people are supposed to be the representatives of the 200 million Nigerians, and they have the power to summon call. But these ones, they are pure, like willing to, so to say, they are partners in crime. When they decided to deny Adeyemi's agency, which is believed to have been set up by this man, Bajabi Amole, Tinubu's chief of staff, he got the pass, got the leverage, met those who mattered. EFCC chair, Ben Kalu, the deputy speaker, vice president Diot, shitty man, and on like that. It was in their midst. It was there. It was in hiding. It's got all the official clearance and all that. So when that conversation, when that issue came up at the House of Representatives are sitting today, the same Benjamin Kalu that was in this picture. Where is that picture again? Yeah, that one at the top right. Yeah, Benjamin Kalu. And the man that was supposed to be the DG of a phantom agency, Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council. I keep repeating that. It's crazy, right? How they put all of that together. Too much words, right? Or too many words. Yeah. Presidential Intervention. What's that again? Promotion Council, something like that. Anyway, I just looked away and I just flipped. Now, Benjamin Kalu said he is a victim. I didn't know that the guy was a fraud. And then he said other jargons to back it up, just as usual. They believe they are speaking to dumps, morons, in their millions. Therefore, they are just the most smartest people in a way. Did you see him defending that? They didn't put it in the order of the day, so therefore we can no longer amend it now. You have to. That's how they scheme Tinubu out of any form of responsibility, so to say. You can't hold him, right? And they to themselves, irresponsible lot. You can't hold them responsible. Listen to his defense of being part of those who gave credibility to a now fake agency, so to say.
Rise this morning to support the motion that have been properly moved by my friend and brother from Plateau State, Honorable Gadi.
What is happening now?
Mr. Speaker, quite embarrassing that people who have the kind of boldness they exhibited, moving around with what is not in existence,
We have to look at the country at all.
carrying themselves as if they are a legal entity. Mr. Speaker, I was a victim. And I'm sure if you watch the news, you see my picture all over the screen. For reasons best known to the media organizations, my picture was made to trend, standing side by side by the purported DG of this organization. Mr. Speaker, on the 2nd of May, 2025, my office got a letter. And that letter had the presidency on top of the letterhead. It had Office of the Director General.
Can you talk like that?
Presidential Economic Advisory Council, and also Presidential Foreign Intervention Promotion Council. 2 councils under one DG. Mr. Speaker, when I saw this, I looked down the letterhead, I saw Federal Secretariat Complex.
Order, please.
Phase 3, second floor, Central Business District. And I saw the website that says pfipc.gov.ng. It was a bit confusing for me. Some of the information looked credible, some did not. I now send my team to go and verify the existence of this organization in the said accommodation, in the said address. Speaker, they came back confirming that this organization was in the said location. I now gave approval for them to come to have the interaction they had written to her. Mr. Speaker, do you know what is their interaction? Let me read you. He said, I want to bridge it. He said, we are coming specifically to appreciate you for an opportunity to discuss the following. Number one, the 10th House of Representatives Constitution Amendment process and implication for economic governance. Legislative priorities that can enhance investor confidence. Areas of collaboration between National Assembly and the Council to drive foreign investment. Mr. Speaker, ordinarily when you see a thing like this, and being the fact that the Parliament is an open house, we are the people's house, anybody who knocks on our door, we welcome them, especially after proper verification. We threw our door open for them to come and engage. Mr. Speaker, when they came and started engaging, the issues they mentioned in the letter they sent to me was not what they engaged on. They did not talk about the constitution that we were amending. They did not talk about the issues that they mentioned here. They were more about photo taking. And I looked the quality of the men who were before me on this visit, and I questioned whether actually they were properly engaged by the presidency.
Order!
Mr. Speaker, this goes on to show that a beautiful letterhead that has presidency is no longer a confirmation that an agency is legal. It goes to show that an address that shows Federal Secretariat does not mean that that particular agency is legal. It means that we have to do our job as proposed by that motion. The need to investigate deeper about how they got to where they got to with regards to our budget, how they got to where they got to with regards to the engagement they have with various government officials. It is our duty, based on 88 and 89, to dig deeper on this matter. And I'm happy it has come before the Parliament. I urge members to support this motion for the House to show Nigerian populace that we are in support of what transparency and accountability in governance is all about. We should be seen as doing that. I so lend my support to this particular motion, and I encourage other members of this House to lay their support so that we'll get to the root of this. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving me the audience. Thank you.
You will think, oh, that sounds logical and all that. Come on, man. Everybody is now making the presidency that is the creator of this. They are making them look innocent already, okay? And this guy, how did he do it? How did he manage to do it? I'm so surprised. How come that? But they allocated office to this fake agency. They have boards describing the direction to this office at the Federal Secretariat at Abuja. They have their budget, or their budget proposal approved by the National Assembly. The Secretary to the Government of the Federation, the Office of the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, approved the agency to employ 300 people. Hey, they must actually really think Nigerians are dumb. Maybe it's just you and I that are thinking that this is so stupid coming out of this. I mean, coming from the mouth of these guys, right? But they do it all the time. And that makes me believe that they know that, or they are convinced that Nigerians are just dumb, or majority of Nigerians are dumb, and that's enough. Like, you don't need too many other people to believe in you. If the dumbos are willing and they listen to you and they give excuses for you, your job is done. And I think that's how these guys are operating. When they open their mouth and talk, and you're like, God damn it, man. Like, do you really think people are so stupid? Or those who are listening to you are dumb? I think they do think that people are dumb. So here, in that same National Assembly, right, Kolu created regional development agencies. I mean, what do you call those ones again? They have this Southwest Development, what do they call them again? I can't remember. Or precisely, but what happened is that he created these 6 agencies, or these 6 groups, regional ones, right? And their job is to work like state governors in a way. They are to carry out contracts, projects on security, infrastructure, and none like that. So they are loading them with their money. At their Senate assembly yesterday, right, they decided to probe into the finance or the finances of one of them, Northwest Development Commission. They call them commission. Northwest Development Commission. They are supposed to be covering areas like a Shokoto and other areas like that, right? Whereby they were supposed to have presented their budget, or maybe they did presented their budget and they got an approval of about 200 or so billion naira. But that's not all the money they got. When Tinubu started releasing money for all these fake commissions, they are just jobs for the boys, by the way. They are not there to do anything, just jobs for the boys, right? So they started releasing money to them. Some of them have gotten as much as 40 billion. The other day, they had the ones from the Northeast Development Commission at their Senate, asking him questions about what he did with the money that's been released so far. And that one was telling them that the money they released to them is not exactly what they expected to receive. But the one you received, what did you do with it? And they realized that they have been paying themselves. They have been paying for hotels. They have been paying for office spaces that they barely use. For example, Northeast Development Commission should be based in the eastern part of Nigeria. They don't need an office in Abuja. But these ones, when they got their own money, they rented a space in Abuja. It's, mind you, those who are probing them, they are not probing them because they give a damn. It's simply because they wanted part of that money. And if the commission is not going to find a way to make them get part of that money, then they're going to stage all this, this spectacle, this performative investigation, and that's exactly what happened to that of the Shokoto guys, or Northwest, they are called. So from their budget, they have been given 1.2 billion or thereabouts. From the 1.2 billion released to them, this Northwest Development Commission, they spent 930 something million naira on themselves. Yeah, for members of the commission. So what then happened to the remaining money? So they opened their probe. As usual, performative.
You didn't have cash backing for your budget up to January 2026. If that is so, how were you funding your trips to your courtesy visits to the various governors? 3, if the head office of the commission is in Kano, why will the MD be paid DTA while he is resident in Kano to visit the governor of Kano State? You understand? Because I noticed from the DTA analysis you gave us, there was a visit to the governor of Kano State, and the MD was... Please, can you shut that door? the MD of the commission was paid DTA for that visit. And the DTA included air tickets, local running, airport taxi, and all that.
The Northwest Development Commission is lagging behind amongst all of the other 5 commissions that were established recently via the acts of National Assembly, to the extent that no executive directors have been appointed. Could the minister please kindly share with us why that we do not have executive directors to this commission? And to the MD, I have seen this document, financial status, and in it, particularly item 4, breakdown of expenditure, where it is stated that out of 1.19 billion that was spent, 943 million was expended solely to the payment of allowances to the members of the governing board, representing approximately 78% or 79% of total expenditure on that subhead. It's quite curious that such an expenditure can be carried out in payment of allowances of board members. If my memory is correct, closely related to the question asked by Senator Habia, we'll get to the law, but the meetings of such bodies are ideally supposed to be about 4 times, except if there's an emergency. So it's quite curious, MD, how you've been able to spend almost 1 billion naira out of 15 billion for allowances of your members.
You didn't have cash.
I'm highly disappointed of Nigerian government because the Nigerian government were highly disappointed in them due to foreseen circumstances. Definitely, I'm one of those people approving. People should die in coronavirus is more better than people should die in hungers. Hunger kills more than coronavirus because some people are less privileged. Due to foreseen circumstances that I said it, some people are less privileged, which they are based on daily pay, which are not even based on salaries. But our government thinks that the knockdown is the best solution to coronavirus, and proving it to an extent and to the levels of alacrity that if someone die in coronavirus, it's more efficient to die in hunger, because some people will be at indoor. There's no a way to make our own life.
Fellow Nigerians, this is just the beginning.
To be clear. Now we can leave that too. And then still stop by at the National Assembly though, okay? Because, hey, they were also discussing the xenophobic attacks on Nigerians in South Africa, as well as the killings of Nigerians by terrorists called bandits, being paid ransoms and all of that. As part of their conversation, I think you should hear that too, right? So here, the xenophobic attack in South Africa, their reactions and the call being made by the Nigerian senators, one of them though, right? One.
What does the government mean by that? Caution like that, like how? Nigerians have been killed left, right, and center.
Mind you, okay? These recent reactions from these guys is coming from a statement made by another South African minister who said that those properties owned by foreigners who have left South Africa, right? There will be no compensation paid to the owners because They believe that some of them, or many of them, are proceeds of crime. And that has kind of like triggered a new conversation and say, okay, hang on. So you are just going to call everybody criminals, including those who got their properties or whatever it is they have in South Africa legitimately. Like you're just going to, that is what's bringing this current one. So listen again.
What does the government mean by that? Caution like that, like how? Nigerians have been killed left, right, and center. And there has never been any action except to condemn this thing by mouth. This xenophobic attack is not done by mouth, it's done physically. You imagine, Mr. President, somebody in his own house, somebody in his own place of business, without no notice, and then mobs begin to chase that man, kill him, burn him. As we are talking today, over 1,200 Nigerians are already being evacuated. And what does the government do? Caution. Caution what? Caution what? Don't we? Are we not Nigerians? Don't Nigerians deserve to live in other countries? Even if they are armed robbers, even if they are criminals, are they supposed to be killed in that kind of manner? And that's why countries like United States of America is different. And that's why you could see the connection between United States citizens and their country. Here we don't care. It doesn't matter. Yet, the cornerstone of Nigerian foreign policy is Africa. But that has to change. We must show Nigerians in diaspora that we care. We must show that we care, that we have a government that can protect them. Simplicity, Mr. President, talking, lamenting, is not going to take us anywhere. There has to be an action. And actually, let's sever diplomatic relationship with South Africa. Let's sever relationship with South Africa. So if we do that, we are sending a signal. But every time we come here to this chamber, and I like the motion presented by my younger brother Suko. We can't keep quiet, Mr. President. Enough is enough. Silence is no longer golden. A so-called giant of Africa. Our citizens are being killed left, right, and center, and all that we do here is caution. Caution my foot. Pardon me for using that language. There must be an action. And this chamber, Mr. President, must rise to this occasion and tell the federal government that it's enough. Severe relationship with South Africa. Severe complete relationship with South Africa.
You have exhausted your time.
You won't need a car to travel. You won't need an aeroplane to travel. You will just say, I want to go to London. And you'll be in London. Whether you believe it or not.
Because, I mean, it's a wishful thinking, right? Like, it's kind of like a wishful thought. But he spoke very well. That's the way they should. But like he said, it's all talk. Politicians in Nigeria, they are just like all talks, no action. But he spoke very well. How can we be in the diaspora and become the victims of their politics, and our people are being killed, and the giant of Africa is just there to send caution and then look away? And they will always remind us that whatever it is that you are facing in diaspora, Allah, just do your best, all right, to stay safe, okay? But if you are waiting for Nigeria to act on your behalf, Baba, you may be dead, though. Yeah, you may be dead before they can even pretend that, oh, yeah, we care. Because those who are even living in Nigeria, they are not having it easy. They are being slaughtered by terrorists who are getting compensation from government. So think about that. Here is one lawmaker I mean, this one is it's not a senator, it's also a representative, a member, speaking his mind.
Payment of ransom is an encouragement for bandits to continue to brutalize Nigerians the way they want. Mr. Speaker, nobody is happy about the security situation in Nigeria. Nobody does not know. Everyone, most Nigerians are aware of the historical antecedent of bandits in Nigeria, of attack, of kidnapping. And by so doing, Mr. Speaker, it's a long-time transition that takes us to where we are today. In as much as it is good to encourage government and appreciate government where need be, to take measures that will curtail issues of insecurity, it does not stop us from taking decisions, providing legal framework, providing resolution that will equally help government if properly enforced, it will curtail the act of kidnapping and banditry. When you don't pay ransom, and tomorrow you don't pay ransom, believe you me, Mr. Speaker, it will demoralize the bandit from doing what they are doing. So I want to come up with 2 amendments. Having accepted all the prayer, Mr. Speaker, yes, I want to say that in addition to not paying ransom, I don't believe and I don't see any rationale behind rehabilitating a criminal that is killing people. When arrested, you rehabilitate him and he becomes an informant in the mix of our own security. So in addition to his prayers, I want to amend that government should not rehabilitate killers. There is no reason whatsoever for kidnappers, for bandits, for Boko Harams to be rewarded by being trained and reintegrated in our own security system. Today you see ambush of our own. Sir, if Nigerians are killed, the people that put their life at the front banner of this war are equally being killed on a daily basis. Police are killed, armies are killed, navy are killed, air force are killed, immigration are ambushed. So in that, who are giving this information to the bandit to be attacking the security agencies during operation? You cannot exonerate those so-called people, that criminals that I've said to be rehabilitated. So I want to amend the prayer by including and urging government to stop rehabilitation of arrested killers and criminals.
What do you want the government to do?
To kill them. Yes. He who kills should be. If you kill, Mr. Speaker, anybody that kills deserves to be killed. Except if it is a motor accident, our law is quite explicit. But if you kill by coming to innocent citizens' house, Nigerians, kidnapping them, taking them to bush, subjecting them under serious, terrible torture before taking their lives of traditional rulers, Mr. Speaker, you don't deserve 1 second of survival. Payment
to recruit from the youths who are unemployed. 33% unemployed. Recruit 50 million youths into the army and take away from their recruitment source. What they will eat? Cassava, agbado, corn in the morning, yam in the afternoon. It's growing here. You create demand and consumption. For over 5 million army of boot camps, we create our food. That's money for the farmers. That's consumption for the soldiers and skill development. Don't call them illiterate. Don't talk about illiteracy. Anybody who can own gun who can handle gun, who can cock gun and clean the chamber and cock and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor.
In the farm. That's called anybody who can cock gun, who can hold gun, who can clean the chamber, and shoot is technically competent to repair a tractor and a farm. It's been there for 3 years now. We haven't recruited 1 million youth yet, instead of the 50 million youth, even 1 million. All these Ronukus who are wasting away, causing different kind of like dropping different kind of a stench, right? All over the social media. It could probably be useful. I know none of them will want to sign up to go and defend that contraption. We call them the emergency lovers of Nigeria. Once Tinubu is no longer your president, you'll get to know that these guys don't give a damn or give a shit about Nigeria. But you'll find out anyway. Peter Obi, who has become the nightmare of a call. I mean, they have all the power, they have all the money, they have all of the influence, I think. And somehow, right, they seem to also have the election under control, like their like grip. But yet they are so worried. Now, Peter Obi just did an interview with Chude, right? I've been at Chude, I'll be Chude. So they called it with Chude. And he spoke a lot. The one that now got the attention of a lot of people, the reason why a lot of people are actually going to be watching that interview is that it seemed that Peter Obi wants everyone to know that what Tinubu and his gang are doing behind the scene, which he barely kind of like exposed, right? He said they are targeting his business, his businesses. They're targeting the people around him. And if they have their way, they may kill him soon. That's the way he put it to. Scary, right? So the credit of this video goes to the Chude, okay? And you can watch that, the full content on his channel, okay? But here, scary stuff, the way he actually said it.
The way they are going now, Chude.
Yes. So there's a possibility he may not be a candidate based on how.
Not even a candidate. I might not even be alive. I'm telling you. Every single thing I do for a living, this government is frustrating it. Deliberately so. Everything. So there's even possibility if they have opportunity, I will not be alive.
Oh wow, that's a big.
It's an accusation. I know I get frustration every day. Because you do things that you think they will be normal. It is not normal any longer. They won't come directly and say, oh, we're doing this, but you could see their hand in virtually everything.
So the government is attacking you personally.
Attacking everybody who is in opposition personally. Right. I am being attacked personally. Everything, even to provide me with necessary things that I should have been entitled to. Not at all. I had a case recently at the airport where people who work in the airport came and locked my car. And I said, it's me. The person on the side said, it doesn't care. But I said, look at the cars of other people. And you could see them talking to each other, you know, as if, who is this one? We have divided the country, breeding hatred among us. That's why I keep saying, I want to bring back unity where there's division. I want to show love, compassion, care. It's gone out of here. I said, I'm looking at somebody, he locked my car in front of me and saying, you're not supposed to park here. But there's cars here. So what is the exception to my own? Should the announce people I know at the airport, they will not greet me. Because they are fearing that if they greet me,
they become targets of the government.
Thank you. And now people send me invitation and say, my son, my daughter is wedding. But please don't. The way they are going now, Chude.
Oh, please don't come. I mean, all of that thing is called intimidation behind the scene. The agent of government is being targeted. And that is so real. I mean, a lot of you may be like, what is this? So and so dead. It is so wrong. Number one is one of the opposition leaders in Nigeria. They have all this level of some privileges, which those who don't have his own level of influence are enjoying because they are with a call But when you get harassed, when your staff gets harassed, when your business areas received just these brazen, shocking sanctions from the government, you can tell you are being targeted. And why? Because he wants to be your president in that contraption too. He wants to be president, right? And somehow, I mean, we have said that on this platform several times, okay? We said, if this guy is not a threat, as they want us to believe, why is it that he's always the recurring kind of like a decimal in their own calculations, so to say? Everyone talks about him, and they all have all these horrible things to say simply because he is opposed to Tinubu. One of them is Devolumai. The Arise guys were asking him that, are you guys afraid of him? Because the whole thing, everybody talks about him, everyone. The presidency of Tinubu, they don't know how to have a clear conversation. Just 2 days ago, Ali Modu Sharif came out and said, oh, Peter Obi is going to divide Nigeria. The Northerners will never vote for him. The same talking points, you get. And you're like, this guy came third, according to you people, by all calculations of yours. He is of no threat to you, but he is a bigger threat to them. And that's exactly how Devolumai is sounding. You should listen.
What this man is doing.
Honorable Minister, if I may come in at this point, so sorry to interrupt you. Critics and analysts, and especially the opposition, are saying, well, if this is the case, then why does it seem that President Tinubu and the APC are scared of a man called Peter Obi? So scared to the point that they are following him from party to party as he moves. And I asked this specific question because, I mean, I've seen some of your statements when you were in the Southeast and some of the comments around debating Peter Obi and so forth. But all in all, it seems as though APC is scared of Peter Obi. What do you say to those who are putting this narrative forward?
Vimba, even me cannot be scared of Peter Obi, not to talk about President Bola Ahmed Tinubu or our party APC. What displays around Peter Obi is AI politics. You know, it's AI politics. You know, it is putting something on nothing. So nobody is scared about Peter Obi. I read where it was said that Peter Obi said, "Oh, Tinubu should resign because of this," and I asked myself, how many times did Peter Obi resign as governor of Anambra State? Failure to fix the road. You know, failure to establish industry. You know, failure to empower people. You know, failure to establish airport, failure to establish seaport, you know, failure to pay contractors. And I read where it was said that, oh, the education they said Peter Obi had exploited, you know, was through these miracle centers. And I was also told, you know, that when Obiano, the governor, came on board, number one, he addressed the payment of contractors. And he said the money you put in the bank, you know, was not money because you didn't pay contractors. And it was, you know, money that is put with, particular interest, as it was alleged, you know. And that Jam said to Obiano, if you don't close these miracle centers, we are going to, exclude you from the Jam by this thing. Is it governance? That is not governance, you know. So when you deceive the people, when you say to the poor, oh, I'm at your level, you know, and then they are deceived and they are clapping for you, it doesn't make you popular. So it's, I think, and look at the pattern of politics around my brother Peter Obi. You know, you disagree with him, then he takes you to court. How many times have you been abusing President Bola Ahmed Tinubu? How many has he taken to court? You know, so it means that you don't even have the good temperament. Look at the obedient movement. You disagree. They insult people. They wish people death, threats and all kinds of things. Is that the kind of this? So nobody is afraid of Peter Obi. We demonstrate it. You know, we just had an election in Enugu State, a senatorial by-election. How did Peter Obi perform in that election? And that is showing that our people are beginning to be very strategic and very understanding. If Southeast would be understanding, how much more other geopolitical zone? So I can assure you that nobody is afraid of Peter Obi. And I've said to the obedient movement, any of them can debate with me in terms of the infrastructural development of the country and all the good indices of the reforms of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. No one, don't ever say that. Peter Obi is not a threat to our president, because Peter Obi himself, he knows very well that he cannot even face me. Talk more of facing, the president.
That's gotten loud and clear.
Of our grading leaders. Oh, Thunder, where are you? This is the time you are supposed to strike, so that you eliminate all of them, so that you have peace in our nation. Or join them in one aeroplane, so that it will crash land in the course of their journey. Furthermore, our security agents, i.e.
You see that particular one, Devulumai? I don't know how I can start describing him, right? Let's start with the fact that he was a governor of Ebonyi State. Up till tomorrow, Ebonyi State remained the poorest state in the eastern part of Nigeria. In fact, Ebonyi is peered to states like Zamfara. Yeah. No thanks to criminals like this. And others who were like before him. Okay. I mean, I don't know where to actually put it in a way, but his own presentation and utterances actually tells it all. To them, Peter Obi is a big threat. Trust me, he is. And it is not a threat that they don't think they can handle. It is just that they have no idea, right? If Peter Obi will remain the same way he is right now, just talking and then expecting people to probably be lawful and all that, or he's going to switch, and this time he's going to rile his base and go into an election to disrupt whatever plans they have, and that is going to make them look bad. They've told Tinubu repeatedly that what happened in 2023 will never happen again, but they don't have the mileage to deliver on that promise. The only thing that can happen is if Peter Obi is not on any ballot box, like he is not on the ballot. And when it comes to the eastern part of Nigeria, this is their own meal tickets. This is what they believe got them whatever leverage they have with their Kolu. Obi was traveling on a road that Devulumai claimed that they have, it's 75 or 80% completed. Then he stopped, took picture, that got Devulumai infuriated. He was mad because to him, Peter Obi is tackling him, he's criticizing his work. And I was like, take a look at this place, which is the job of the opposition, right? And every now and then it will be like, Obi should come and debate him. Everybody should come and debate him. He wants El-Rufai to come and debate him too. And I think it was today or yesterday, he pulled people together to show them that they have over 400. This is their way, okay? They say we have over 400 completed and ongoing projects. Out of the 750 kilometer supposedly coastal road, 750 kilometer road, they are meant to complete it by 2028. That's their plan. That means they are expecting the coastal road completion to and fro, all of the 38 bridges that they will build across over 38 islands on that creek once they start crossing Ondo, Delta, Ondo, Benin, Delta, start going to, so they will have 38 bridges. The shortest among those bridges, according to them, right? According to the real project, the shortest of them is like that third mainland bridge long. So imagine if they have to build at least 20 third mainland bridges on the coastal road. And guess what? They've been doing it now for the past 1.5 years. They've only not even completed. Okay, they've commissioned that about 5 times already. Completed. 44 kilometers. Yeah, 44 kilometers. That's what they say. 44 kilometers of completed road out of 750. And this Devulumai is telling people that they have just gotten to Ogun State border, which is now going to be like 55 kilometers. And then from Ogun State border to Ondo State border, they've awarded that one. That one is 160 kilometers. It was kind of like giving all these fake numbers. And that is why they keep commissioning and recommissioning that section of Lagos, because that's going to be their 2027 selling point. That's the clown. 8.8 trillion naira is missing. Put it that way. This is the money they have spent, and it was never budgeted for, appropriated for. They borrowed it here and there, and they spent it, and nobody can say where they spend the money on, what they spend it on. Devulumai. Yeah, it's got some clowns.
Just look at your neighbor. If it's not singing, ask her whether
So they printed this pamphlet, okay, and they put names there. Say, oh, we have 400 projects completed or ongoing. Because their plan is that, hey, hang on, they will finish the coastal road in 2031. Now, even if you have to put the work rate and the expected completion and all that, right? This work rate, that will tell you that you're not getting any coastal road. They are building what they are building for, what they are building it for, and make themselves some money. Because very soon you won't see these guys anymore. You will never see them again. I mean, look around you, except for fraudsters Otobokeyamo. And who else is still with Kolu, right? I'm talking about those ones who were with Bokwari back then. They were all over our faces. Where are they today? Gone. One of them is, in fact, spending his fourth month. No, not fourth. February, March. Yeah, that's like a fifth month in detention, from one detention to the other. He was the guy, okay, who the last minute decided to switch side and parley with this drug lord, a certificate forger, and then a chronically corrupt individual, okay, to make him a president of Nigeria. Long story short, it was less than a year that the whole thing, the whole relationship scattered. And this past 4-5 months, he's been seeing the other side of the man that he stood up for at the Chatham House in London in December 2024, when they were doing what they call the teamship, as Tinubu put it back then. Now, I am talking about the Kaduna Little Finger, El-Rufai of Kaduna. He's been in detention now since February 2026. They've given some bail conditions that he couldn't meet, and he will never meet. Now, he's been demanding for medical kind of like attention, like he wanted to visit the National Assembly, National Hospital, Abuja, or travel out of Nigeria for medical attention, for medical care. So they've refused him until they recently approved that of Abuja, because his own personal physician, his personal doctor, they put it, right? This guy. So that one told the courts that El-Rufai, Kaduna Little Finger, is suffering from some pancreatic, no, not pancreatic, no. What do you call that one, that cancer that always is called prostate? That one that happens to men down there. So they said El-Rufai has got some metastase or something, prostate cancer. So he needed care urgently or he's going to die. So they approved it, that he should go to the National Hospital in Abuja for care. So when El-Rufai got to Abuja, the private ward, I think, he quickly used the opportunity to hold political meetings. I mean, he was supposed to be part of the ADC guys plotting to get Tinubu removed, the coalition. So since they took him, the coalition collapsed. Today, members of the old coalition are now in different political parties now, going into the election separately. But El-Rufai thought he could use that opportunity, at least if he couldn't make any difference at the national level for the ADC. He wanted that Yuba Sonny, okay? That Yubanka Sonny, the governor of Kaduna, he wanted him to lose for that 2027. So that would be like him having back his own pound of flesh, right? Well, I don't think that is working according to plan right now, okay? So someone who was supposed to be on the hospital bed receiving medical care hosted these guys allegedly at that hospital. So ICPC decided to withdraw that approval and they bundled him back to their cell. And since then, his wife, Aisha or Asa, it doesn't really matter. El-Rufai's wife, one of his wives, has sort of like taken to the media to beg Kalu first to tell us what is going on with her husband and what they are doing to him. And also to remind Kalu how much they suffered to campaign for him and bring him to power. That if he has forgotten every other thing, he should remember this particular one. And all he needs to do is just to say it, and her husband will be released to her. Well, that is waited to happen, right? Like, to be seen. So I am going to bore you a bit with the cry of one of the wives of one of the most heartless, wicked, evil human being to have had access to power in Nigeria. The wife of the Kaduna Little Finger, the El-Rufai. And her tears, not tears, but you can tell, like, she is devastated. Sorry, I don't get empathy for this kind of people. Sorry.
To go back to the deeds in the faith, when Professor Bakar went to see Malam in the ICPC and he was denied access. Now, the normal routine is that when he's going to see a doctor, I write to inform the ICPC that so-so doctor is coming or he is going to so-so hospital. Now, on that particular incident, it was actually the ICPC doctor that spoke with Professor Abubakar and said he should come and see Malam. So we felt that there was no need for me to write, since their own internal doctor requested for him to come and see Malam. So after all that is done, we now agree that, okay, it is maybe safer for him to go to the National Hospital to be attended to in the presence of other professionals. So I wrote a letter to the ICPC and requested that Malam be taken to National Hospital at 5 p.m. today. However, they did not respond to me. Instead, they wrote a letter to National Hospital saying they will bring him at 10 a.m. He wasn't even aware. So I had to send his my sister here, which was taking to him, to tell him that they are taking him to National Hospital tomorrow at 10. I went to National Hospital, did all the preliminaries, they got him. In the presence of the CMD and the deputy CMD, Professor explained that there is need for him to carry out some tests and to put him under observation because his blood pressure was high, the sugar level was high, so he needed to be hospitalized for 2 to 3 days maximum. The CMD concurred and said we should inform them. So I called one of the senior person that came with him and I said, this is what the doctors are saying. He He said he doesn't have authority. So I said, no, I'm not asking you to authorize. I'm informing you so that you inform whoever needs to be informed. And then they let us know what needs to be done. He came back, they said, Malam should be taken back to ICPC and that the hospital should write so that 5 o'clock that he was supposed to go early, they will now bring him back for the admission, but that the hospital need to write. The hospital wrote, I picked the letter, I went, I submitted it, I got it stamped, and I went home. While I was at home, my son went to see his dad, and he was denied access. I wasn't there, I don't know what happened, but I got a call that there's a problem. So I said, I will go. Meanwhile, I've called Mr. Henry, who is our liaison person, to ask him, is there a problem why Malam's son is denied access to his father? He said, no, there was a mix-up. I should please tell him to be patient, that they will let him in. So I related this to my son, and then subsequently, he was there by 2 p.m. We didn't leave that place until 6. We were denied. So when I came, I called Henry. He kept pretending that he couldn't hear me. When finally I got to speak to him, I said, look, I'm here to either see you or the Director of Operations, because I've already spoken to the Director of Operations previously, and I even told him that I was coming to see him, because these rules keep changing. Today is one thing, tomorrow is another thing. I have written a formal letter to the Chairman ICPC, out of courtesy, asking him to please give us the rules and regulations regarding how we access Malam, or what we are supposed to do, what we are not supposed to do. I explained to him that we are law abiding. If they say this is how it's supposed to be, we will do it, but we need to have we need to have something in writing, because today they will say this is the rule and tomorrow it will be changed. He never responded to me, not even to acknowledge my letter. So today, after the incident, I went back and I asked to see either the Director of Operations or Mr. Henry. I was kept there, and then along the way, Prof called me and said they have brought a warrant for me to go back.
El-Rufai, Kaduna Little Finger. Some may call us revisionists. It's okay. It's good to review, to revise and then revisit the atrocities of these guys. Because one thing about Nigerians is that we have people who, in large numbers, who have a very much short attention span. There's so much they have to take in that they have forgotten the evil that happened yesterday, today. Some are as worse as that, right? Sometimes when you now keep reminding them because they don't have to forget this. You can't forget this. This is happening. There are victims. You could be the next one. You're going to offend them. Because at that point, it's going to be like you are being repetitive. You are just this or that. So we need to revisit. El-Rufai, the Kaduna Little Finger, as the governor of Kaduna State, happened to be one of the most evil person to actually hold political office in Nigeria, at least in the modern times. This guy, to show his religious, how do you call that thing? Intolerance, so to say, yeah? He is a conk fanatic, he's like the #1 bandit or terrorist, so to say, but he is not carrying guns. So when he was governor, suddenly Southern Kaduna turned to killing field after he imported the Fulani terrorists that the locals fought for years and chased away and had their peace. This guy came back and they imported these murderers and the killing started. Southern Kaduna, women, children, slaughtered, villages, communities, ransacked and killed. That's not all. In some places, the terrorists, after killing their people, the locals, and some escaped to the refugee or IDP camps. They occupied those communities, those villages. They occupied them, the crime scene. At a point, this guy, El-Rufai, his government was actually gazetting those communities and renaming them to Fulani settlements in southern Kaduna. All of that happened for real. And that's not all. He humiliated the supposed leaders of the southern Kaduna people, whether they're traditional leaders or religious, because they are mostly Christians, right? Religious leaders. So Baba, he humiliated them. There's a paramount ruler from that part of Kaduna State. It's called Adara. And he is the Adara of the Adara kingdom, right? This El-Rufai, to humiliate him, invited him to the government house in Kaduna. It is like the governor of Edo State, the Ojoarea of Edo, right? To invite Oba of Benin. So I want to see the Oba of Benin in my office. Because he is a paramount ruler. No offense, because some of you can be very emotional when it comes to your Oba of Benin, by the way, right? But it's just a way to let you know that that is who that Adara was to his own people. But the state government felt like they are too hard or too tough to bend. Yeah, they were too tough. It was that bad that when the Southern Kaduna people were now saying they won't vote for him again, that's not the only thing, though. When it comes to the development projects that the state government is carrying out, Southern Kaduna people, right, they were completely cut off. No joke. For 8 years. No joke. They were busy burying their loved ones, trying to kind of like put together whatever the leftover of the ruins that the terrorists left, while El-Rufai was on national television saying that all these things, all those things we were reading about Southern Kaduna, they were being exaggerated because these people, these Christians, they are collecting NGO money, donations from abroad. Sometimes they are the ones who are setting their own churches ablaze, burning their own homes. Yeah, the governor of the state said in his own state, where terrorists are killing people, he said, that's not what is happening. In fact, those Christians are the ones doing all of that to make him look bad and collect donations from abroad. That's what he said. And to call their bluff, it felt so powerful, Baba. Kaduna State, they have more Christians in Kaduna than Muslims in Kaduna, officially. So people like him, they hated that. That shouldn't be the case. So the dominance, the supremacy, the superiority kind of feeling of this Alemajiri Fulanis, El-Rufai represented that, and he carried it out with so much dedication. I mean, with all dedication. Well, look at him. His friend. They are doing teamship together. I've now locked him up, and he may die there. You know what I mean? So his wife is there to remind Kalu that her husband should not die there. To hell with him. Yeah, the concluding part of our plea.
Warrant for my arrest. I said, for what? He said he doesn't know. So I said, okay, I'm here. I'm already in ICPC. I will be your lawyer for now. When they brought him in, I requested to see the warrant. They had a warrant that says that he has violated ICPC Act. No section of the ICPC Act was quoted or anything. I said, okay. I wanted to copy it. They snatched it. They said, no, I can't take it. I said, look, I'm his lawyer. They said, no. So I said, okay, I need to go with him if he's going to be interviewed. They said I should please be patient, that they will take him in first and then they will come back for me. I sat there until 6. They said that they don't need me, that I don't need to go in. Before he left, I told him that he should insist on not making any statement without his lawyer present, which is his constitutional right. His wife came, his lawyer came, his own personal lawyer came. They denied him access. They said he can't see him. His wife and son were there. They refused to let them go in. They told the wife to go in but they refused to let her see him. They took her so that it looks as if they have allowed her access, but they did not. They subsequently said that he will not have access to anybody for 24 hours. And that is, his brother called me to inform me about that. I don't know what law says that. They said they should go and bring blanket, his medications, and food for him. The question I want to ask is, who takes the food to him? Because the normal thing is at least one family member will take the food to the person that is under detention. So we don't know what has happened so far. So this is basically what happened today. I honestly don't know.
Okay, with all this, man, with all this, what are your fears concerning Malam and his doctor in the detention? What are your fears?
Well, I don't want to speculate, but I'm a human being. I have seen reports, I have seen social media postings about Malam being poisoned, Malam being killed, Malam this and that. Now, when you deny somebody access to medical treatment, or his doctors or his family members, you isolate him. Aside the medical implication, there's also the psychological implication. Basically, we, the family, are also traumatized. We live in constant fear that we will wake up and we will hear some bad news. We will wake up and we will be apprehended. We have been told that we're being monitored. Our phones, in fact, you could hear it when you are on the phone, when it clicks, when they record. They have all our phone numbers. They follow me, they follow her, and I don't know why they are doing that, because basically if you record my conversations, you cannot legally use it, because there's no court order. So I honestly think that what they are doing is more about psychological warfare against Malam and against his family. If they humiliate, dehumanize, and put us in constant fear, they feel that that affects Malam. So even if they don't want to kill him, which I hope is not true, they are trying to push him, to a mental breakdown. Who does that?
When you use
go yawiri, then keep mental, keep brain, everything go break down. I mean, that's my own wish. Something like that, you say it inside you, Abi. You don't say it out. No, that's not me. If you ask me, what do you wish on this El-Rufai? I'll say, well, let keep brain go melt down. Right? And I'm talking about painfully, that kind of a painful iku. That kind of one. That's what I wish for him. That's a guy who supervised the killings of thousands of people. And suddenly they want to help Nigeria to save Nigeria from this druggie, Kolu. And that is to actually tell you how gone Nigeria is. That's why these characters are the ones who are parading themselves as those who want to save people. The story of that Adara kingdom, paramount ruler of Adara kingdom. They invited him to government house. They wanted to kill him, Neil. So he got to the government house in Kaduna, this El-Rufai, right? And they delayed him for the whole day. A paramount king, and then they said, oh, you might have to come back. The governor has traveled out of Nigeria. So we'll send you an invite. They told him that he must be in Kaduna from his kingdom, from his place, right? Somebody they said actually traveled for hours to get to the state capital. They deliberately kept him. They kept him in a room. When it was evening time, they said, well, you know what? You would have to probably go back now. The mistake he made. he could have just probably lodged himself into an hotel until the following day, but it wouldn't have made any difference anyway, right? It was marked to be removed and killed. And these communities around his kingdom broken into pieces. And that's what they did. On his way back to his his base, the Fulani terrorists abducted him. They kidnapped him and his wife. They kept him for days. Sexually assaulted his wife for days. The state government was not looking for him. No, nobody was looking for him. After a week or so, they dumped his body just on the road. The path to his, it's like, let's say you are coming on the motorway like this, and say this way to Adara, that exact junction, that is not far from his town. They dumped him at the junction of his hometown. A paramount ruler, and then they released his wife to go and tell the story to the people. She was the one who told the people what they did to him. And they did all of that because that's what they normally do. The Fulanis, when Fulanis want to take over anywhere, they will kill your leader. They will humiliate them so that it's going to be like a sign to the rest of you and say, if we can do this to your leader, think of what we're going to do to you. If you don't surrender now, it's psychological. And all of that happened because this man, El-Rufai, left Nigeria. He traveled as far as Gambia, all those West Coast, right? He said he traveled far and wide to tell the Fulanis that they can come back to Nigeria now, that their brother is in power. And then Southern Kaduna never knew any peace. His own successor that is setting him up now, the one that is giving his pass to Tinubu and others, right? He rigged that one in to succeed him, hoping that that one will cover his ass. Now that one can't they work everything out now to make sure that if he's going to come out at all, it's going to be after 2027 elections. In case if you are not paying attention, he's not coming out. That's their plan. And there is family, because that's what El-Rufai also did. People were being kidnapped by El-Rufai across Nigeria because they wrote something about him on social media. Yeah. Denying them the access to their families, denying them access to their lawyers, and then will force them to make these apologies to the emperor. And when he is comfortable, he will now say, okay, let him go. That's how he lived. And if you look at those who are his Vuselas, those who are his praise singers, I promise you 80% of them are from southwest Nigeria. They are Yorubas. It's deliberate. And what they did was to make him look like he's this sterling performer, he's this and that, la, 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 you know. The guy went as far as telling the Christians in Kaduna that their votes doesn't make any difference. And he was the first guy in Kaduna, right? A city or a state that is like the blend of both, okay? For the first time, they had to go for Muslim tickets to spite them, to show to these Christians in Kaduna that they are inconsequential. He told them they are inconsequential. That whatever they are given, they should take it as like, you know, like gift, something that somebody is just being good to you. That guy. So you can't whitewash people like El-Rufai in front of somebody like me. On Mayegun's Diary Politico, you're likely going to see stories about him when he was governor. You were likely going to see more than 200 stories about El-Rufai and his activities in 8 years as the governor of Kaduna. So his own successor, Ubanka Sonny, that one is now bragging that he's been able to reduce the killings, especially in southern Kaduna, compared to when this blood-sucking little finger was there. People are just so unlucky, right? So his wife told Tinubu
that Malam be treated fairly. He should be given bail. He should be released on terms that are doable.
Thank you so
He
much.
should be allowed access to his doctors. I asked the president, personally, I'm talking to the president now. Mr. President, sir, I campaigned for you. I stood up. I went to every nook and cranny of Kaduna State for you. My husband stood by your side. Is this what our family deserves? The ball is in your court, Mr. President. All this can stop if you say the word. I'm believing that you are a father and you know and you can empathize. Please let me know. I'm not asking you to tell them not to prosecute him. I'm just asking you to allow him the basic human right that the Constitution you swore to uphold guaranteed him. Let them give him a bail that he can afford. If he is guilty, let the courts decide. If he is innocent, let the courts decide. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Before I go on, let me postulate from the Franz Fanonian dictum, which stipulates that the dialectics of reconciling two conflicting ideas is the algebra of revolution. The overbearing intervention of the state government had further exacerbated oporombium and amounting to sadomasochisms. Acrimony and chaos in our community. It was a contumelious stratagem by political jobbers to siphon monies. We suffer what we call political axivia neonantorum. Conclusively, we are a microcosm of the issues in the Niger Delta in the macrocosm. Today, we as a people are stating, Voxe Populi, Voxe Dei.
Voxe Populi, Voxe Dei. That's the people's voice. I mean, the voice of God is the voice of the people. Is that what it means? So El-Rufai's wife decided to plead to the sentiment of what they did for Tinubu. Do you think Tinubu didn't know what you did? What you did for him when he was boxed to the corner by the likes of Malamu, the Abubakar Malamu. You remember, it is what your husband wants to do now. That Kolu believes that back then, he didn't have to do much. Before your husband, somehow felt like he wanted to be a national hero. The power must return to the South. And therefore, it's my party. We must use my party. We must do Muslim ticket. Now, today, almost everybody is regretting. Everyone. And the regret is going to last longer than 2027. It's going to be longer than that. I promise you. So, we are going to go to Ibadan. Did you travel to, how many of you here traveled to Ibadan today? Like, or traveled outside Ibadan today? Or you passing through Ibadan, like you are going to Ilori, all those places, yeah? So what happened in Ibadan? Yesterday, it all started from yesterday, right? Different stories. I've actually heard about 3 different versions of the story, but they all come back to one thing. A guy was killed due to a misunderstanding, right? So what happened? The first version of the stories, right, says a tricycle operator went to an Hausa and Aboki's joint to go and eat noodles, Indomie. And another Hausa person, this tricycle driver, right, is a Yoruba man who went to go and have his dinner at the Michai, the Indomie they always sell at that roadside, yeah? So he went there. And they said while he was having his dinner, there's another person also, another customer who was also eating, but this time that one happened to be an Hausa, complained that this other Yoruba guy stepped on him, okay? And the other one was like, no, I didn't. before anything at all, right? This Hausa guy pulled out from his bag. They said all these guys who are picking up metals or bambola. So he just picked out a knife from his bag and stabbed this Yoruba guy for not apologizing after stepping on him. That's the first version. I don't know which one you heard, but I bet it's one of the two. So that then led to fracas because the person they stabbed actually died, bled to death. The other version of the story said, oh, it is this tricycle man, a Yoruba man, went to the POS stand to take some cash after he said he had transferred the money to this POS person, but that one said he or she didn't see the money. But they've already given him the money, and they raised the alarm. So this Hausa guy, just from this babambola, so from his bag, he pulled out a knife and then stabbed him, and he died. Like I said, I have not been able to really get exact what happened other than somebody got killed. And he was killed in an area called Ojoarea in Ibadan. So Ojoarea also have its own, it's kind of like a dangerous place, too. So they have this Hausa side, who according to people from the videos I have, I'm going to show you, right? So these Hausa people, or the Northerners, they have a section that they control. And people believed that a lot of crimes have been committed by them. Because once they finish committing crime, they go back into that place. Nobody really wants to go in there. Okay. So when these killings happened, the following day, some people now mobilized themselves. But while they were approaching this Hausa side, they just started hearing gunshots. They started shooting at them. Things escalated from there. Like cars were burned, people were stabbed, more people died. Apart from the person that died yesterday. The government is now involved, and things are actually happening so fast. The ones I captured, I'll share with you. Excuse me. Let's start with the scene when people approached the camp, okay, to go and confront the alleged killers and what they met. The picture is poor. I think the message is clear. Watch this. there were others who were stabbed, right? And then the travelers who were caught or who got caught up in the whole melee, right? Also covered the incidents. I have another one for you. Watch this.
Ṣé Yorùbá ni àbáwúsá pẹ̀lẹ́ o sànú o ọ̀dọ̀ yàjò sínú lélẹ́yìí o. Ẹ wo àǹtí mi mo ń sá lọ.
Yoruba versus Hausa clash at Ojo. The tension is very, very high. The road is completely blocked. There are soldiers, there are police force, there are special units trying to maintain peace here. But the tension is so high, it's so hard, it's so hard. Look at it. This is the farthest I can go, evidently, but the security agents are doing all they could. Some guys are in that bush. I guess they are running away. Maybe they are the cause of this whole violence. The special anti-cultism units, the army, in fact, there is an armored tank somewhere. So I heard that somebody has been killed. So those are the Hausa guys. Tear gas canister has been fired to chase them away. I was told that they are the one that caused the violence. There are smokes. They've set a shop on fire. That's it. They've set a shop on fire. You can see shop where they are recycling plastic waste. They've set it on fire. Smoke. Guys are ready for battle, but the military guys and the Amotekun and the special police unit are trying to just put them in. So the report I had that the Hausa guys triggered it and the Yorubas think they have had enough. So we don't know for how long the military guys will be able to calm them, but the tension here is so high. The road is practically blocked, completely blocked. These are the Yoruba protesters. They want the military men to allow them to take their own pounds of flesh. So no, that's you not be soldier give me. If the
somebody went to the guy making the video at the end of the video, right? He said, "Alaili video," because what they wanted to do, they wouldn't want it on camera. Okay, yeah, that's the tension. And I'm going to share with you a longer version of what people were actually saying. This time, those who were the early comers or early callers to the scene, and others who joined them, and what they are saying from Ibadan or from Ojo in Ibadan or your states. Please watch this.
See what is happening? Ito ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ọjọ́ látàlẹ́ àná láti 11 ó ní márùwá ọlọ́gbọ́n lọ́dọ̀ POS wọ́n ètò ìgbà tó lọ́gbọ́n lọ́dọ̀ POS wọ́n wá lówó yẹn tètè lọ́dẹ̀ tí kówó yẹn ó ti gbà wọ́n ti kówó yẹn fún ó wá nígbà òun ti kó òun ti lówó yẹn ókè ẹgbà kọ́kọ́rọ́ márùwá òun nìyí márùwá òun nìyí ẹ̀ẹ́bẹ̀ ókè fọ́ọ̀nù òun nìyí òun ò lè sá lọ for nothing like less than 5 minutes wọ́n rush síbẹ̀ wọ́n lè ṣe kí ni wọ́n dẹ̀ gún ọmọ yẹn wọ́n stabẹ̀ ti death tọmọ yẹn ti kú látàlẹ́ àná yẹn ní wàhálà yẹn ti kọ́kọ́ ń rúbọ̀ àárọ̀ yìí àtúwá débi báyìí pé láti ẹ̀sẹ̀ tí làmí kébìlì on getting here àwọn bọ́ọ̀lù ṣe gbé kọjá láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní shoot wa ni ọmọ kékeré tó lọ ra indomie ìbọn bá ọmọ yẹn ti kú báyìí so gbogbo òkè yìí báyìí ìbọn náà kó dání síbẹ̀ ojú ọ̀tá àbọn nìyí o ojú àpá àbọn nìyí o tọ́yìn fẹ́ mi o tí mi ò bá jẹ kankan kánú ṣẹ́gun òní ti kú láàárọ̀ yìí ní tó wọ́n tẹ̀ mọ́ tó fẹ́ fi ṣàmì nìyí o ní tó fẹ́ fi ṣàmì nìyí ẹ imagine police officer ó wá fọwọ́ tó láìsí wọn nígbà tó máa yìnbọn sí wa. No.
Aziz Olamikosi. Aziz Olamikosi.
ẹni tí ó bá sọ̀rọ̀ tán ní ìsìn orúkọ rẹ̀ ni Azeez Ọlámípọ̀sí. Nǹkan tó sì bá igbákejì gómìnà sọ ni pé kí lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí àwọn Yorùbá tán wà ní ọjọ́ wọn bínú kán pa láṣẹ kí gbogbo àwọn bólà tó wà ní òkè yẹn kán kó ń bẹ̀ tí kó tó di alẹ́ títí wọ́n fi máa wá ìpẹ̀tù sí ọ̀rọ̀ tó wà nílẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́.
Take them to Ibadan outskirts. We don't want them in the city again. This is city.
Ní Yorùbá ẹ bá a sọ nǹkan tẹ́ sọ yẹn Yorùbá.
Ẹ kó àwọn Haúsá yẹn lọ sí ẹ̀yìn Ìbàdàn inú gbó. City lele, this is commercial center. This is Ojo commercial hub. We don't want them again. We don't want them in our community. Relocate them.
No. Láti gbọ́ láti ẹnu igbákejì gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ tí olóyè ọ̀dọ́ ní agbègbè Ọjọ́ náà dẹ̀ ti bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ wípé nǹkan táwọn ń tẹnumọ́ ni wípé bí àwọn Haúsá yẹn ṣe máa ń ṣe ní Ọjọ́ ní ibi táwa yìí wípé ó ti pọ̀ jù wípé kí wọ́n láti jẹ́ kí àlàáfíà kó ṣẹlẹ̀ ní agbègbè Ọjọ́ kí wọ́n kó àwọn Haúsá yẹn kúrò ní orí òkè tí à ń wò lọ́kàn.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni wọ́n ní ìbọn, wọ́n ní amúlẹ́sọ̀, wọ́n ní gbogbo ẹ̀. Wọ́n wà bẹ́ẹ̀, wọ́n ní gbogbo ẹ̀. Wọ́n ti pa wọn gbogbo àgọ́. Wọ́n sáré fáyà Yorùbá mẹ́ta níbọn. Wọ́n fáyà Yorùbá mẹ́ta níbọn láàárọ̀ yìí.
Ibo náà ti yìnbọn yẹn.
Orí àpáta yẹn náà ni gbogbo ẹ̀ náà ń wò yìí. Orí àpáta yẹn gbogbo tẹ̀ ń wò yẹn. Wọ́n ní wẹ́pọ̀ gbogbo ibi tẹ̀ ń wò yẹn pátápátá.
Kí lẹ wá fẹ́?
Àníìdù ọmọ rárá. Àníìdù ọmọ wọ́n kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ fún wa. I need them, but anything, we don't need them again. We them fucking shit, we don't need them again.
Lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí ohun tí a tún gbọ́ ni pé àwọn kan ti lọ sí agbègbè Akínyẹlé tí wọ́n tún ti ń jà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ ní agbègbè Akínyẹlé. Ọjọ́ làwà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí, ṣùgbọ́n ìjà míì tún ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ ní agbègbè Akínyẹlé lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí. Ọ̀gá àwọn sójà náà lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ń bá àwọn èèyàn ṣeré wípé kò sí wàhálà, kò sí ìdààmú ní agbègbè Ọjọ́. Ó lẹ́yìn tí wọ́n ń bá àwọn èèyàn sọ̀rọ̀ tọ́lẹ̀ ń bá wọn ṣeré pé kí gbogbo ẹ̀ wà ní ìrọwọ́rọsẹ̀. Wọ́n gbìyànjú láti pẹ̀tù sí àwọn ọ̀dọ́ tínú bí, wọ́n gbìyànjú láti pẹ̀tù sí wọn nínú. Lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí ojú ọ̀nà òpópónà Èkó sí ìlú Ọ̀yọ́ tí wọ́n ti dí tẹ́lẹ̀ ó ní àwọn agbófinró ti ṣí kí mọ́tò ọkọ̀ máa lọ ní ìrọwọ́rọsẹ̀ lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí.
I mean, you all actually saw the old dirty area as well. Maybe that's another conversation entirely. So the entire area is considered as very dangerous because of some of these northerners that are mostly, mostly dominates that part of Ojoarea of Ibadan. So the locals are saying that they have weapons and they've shot 3 people already, stabbed some. They would not want the government to leave them there. They have to tell them to leave that place. They can no longer converge there and call it a territory. And I think that's what the government announced too. Here is their representative.
The purpose of coming here, the escalation happened at Ojo this morning. And the Excellency Deputy Governor called us together with the chairman of the Akinyele local government. We are all here present with some security agents. And I spoke to us that what is happening, their government are not happy with what is there. And we give us direction, we give the chairman direction that all those places, all those Bala people should be removed within 7 days. And anybody who have that land, he say he's belongs to, let him show the particulars that land is belong to him. So that's what the Excellency gives direction to the chairman. And we want that place to be clear within 7 days. If anything happens, let him report to the government. We in the northern people, if anything happens to us, we live it in God. But the problem of this area, if something happens to their person here, they will escalate it. They will not come and find what is happening. They will just mobilizing people where they Sango, where they Monia, where they will call the area boys from India, which is not good. So that's what happened. Maybe the people who are there, I don't know the indigenous of that Ojo. Some are coming from other area, not indigenous Ojo.
What are you referring to?
I mean the other boat. So that's what happened.
The other what?
Sir?
The other what?
I said that what happened at Ojo at present now.
Thank you.
Then the problem between Yoruba and Hausa in the area. When they have Aruja, you the party. No, English. I don't understand Yoruba.
Is there any problem between Yoruba and Hausa?
No, there's nothing. We have even a union. We have a lawyer. We signed a memorandum that anything happen between Hausa we report it, they report it to Hausa. If anything happens to Yoruba, we report it to Yoruba. And we have signed, the letter is there. We pass it to city, we pass it to the government here. Oh, the documents are there. So we in the Hausa there and the Yoruba are the same family. We don't fight, we don't do anything.
So they are confirming to us that peace has been
restored. Peace has to be there. Those people are coming, they are not ending of that area. They are from another area. Thank you.
So, I mean, you heard him. People should learn to live together in peace. Now, I understand that the tension is kind of like high now. Nigeria is more divided than ever. And even as many others who are still trying to appeal to their inner sort of like rage, a lot of people probably won't be able to hold it any longer. The country is so divided. And right now, it's tilting towards where everybody would have to actually hold their own region. Go back to where you come from, sort of, right? Or break up this contraption and save lives. That one is what I have been appealing anyway. Well, here, somebody said that, but it's their country. That's true. They have the right to live everywhere. And if anybody commits any crime, they should be dealt with. Collective punishments or collective hatred is what the likes of the APC, Egbekegbe, preaches. In this chaos, in this division, that's how they sort of like thrives. That's how they keep power. In a way, Hausas, Yorubas, Igbos, this, that, go after yourselves. While you are busy doing all of that, they are busy fixing themselves into your system. Not for you, for themselves. In Lagos, yesterday, the task, what do you call them? I think they call them the task force, working for the State Ministry of Environment, right? So they arrested, according to them, they arrested over 300 street beggars who are not supposed to be in Lagos. So they will be deporting them back to their states inside the same Nigeria. It is their country, oh, remember? That is where we are.
What do you think? What do you think?
Where are we?
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Ah! Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years old man. Oh. Now you mumu na too much. You be mumu. You think say they wise.
How many times will they tell you that Nigeria is not for you? I mean, imagine being deported in your own country. Like, this is my country. Oh. I'm going to get deported back to where? Belfast. And then they have to put all of us together and say, "What? Why are you deporting them? Because they are beggars. They come to Scotland to beg. They are not Scottish. They are Irish or Northern Irish. So we need to send them back to Northern Ireland. Send them to Belfast. You go now. Then you go know say the union of United in the UK. That's United Kingdom. That's the moment you are going to see that the United, they go remove them, knock them out when it gets to that state. But that's what Nigeria has become. A lot have been rendered so poor and therefore resorted to street begging and all of that. And so many of them have actually made survivor through that. So government has nothing to help them with. If you're vulnerable, you're just vulnerable, except during election time. That's when you are likely going to be useful, where they can easily take your fingerprint and all of that so that you can thumbprint for them, validate a charade called election, and then you can be back on the streets. So Lagos has been deporting beggars since I was like this. Yeah, since they've been deporting beggars to northern part of Nigeria. Even beggars who are Yorubas they've deported Yoruba beggars to Oshun, to Ibadan before. Yeah. It's kind of like a regular thing. The irony, one Nigeria or many Nigeria. So we call it a Nigeria. That is why people like us who have stopped lying to ourselves say, we are one, we need to come together. I say, Alaye, calm down. We have a name for you too. We call people like that unity beggars. You know, those people are some call them like Prince Jejema now, right? I remember Prince Jejema was on this program. We were having a chat and they said that it is only, what do you call that thing again? Is it a bacteria, right? That feeds off its host. A bacteria can't survive alone. So it needs a host to keep it alive. So unity beggars are those who ignore the basic, the real thing, right, about this contraption, and they are preaching unity. We all need to come together. We are the same people. We need to come together and confront these people. But in reality, we can't. Or we won't. Do you understand? The only time Nigerians or these many Nigerians come together is when they will need to gang up against a region. Yeah, they do come together when it comes to that. And it's always to keep the country this partially divided, largely divided, the people themselves so divided and poor, angry, violent, and all of that. They are very comfortable with that. That's why we say that how many times will they tell you that Nigeria is not for you? In Osun State, the APC, Egbekegbe, who are currently in the opposition, by the way, they want to remove the current governor there, the dancing governor, Governor Adedansa. Remember, now they have started placing curses on their members that chose to go and join Ademola Adeleke, the dancing senator, dancing governor. And then at the same time, they are also cursing anybody who is from Osun State that is going to vote for Accord. These are the APC members, so they are cursing themselves in Yoruba. Because the same guys are the ones who are also working to bring back Tinubu, by the way. We're here from Osun State.
nítorí wípé ó ti jẹ ti ABC ó tún wá lọ sí ìdìbò mi ayọ́jọ́ àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ni ọ̀hún á sì dojú rẹ̀ bolẹ̀. èkejì sẹ́rí àwọn oníjọ́ mẹ́ta yìí wípé ẹnìkan pé ó lọ sí àkọọ́dù àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ ni. sẹ́rí kí tó bá ti fẹ́ da iná rú kí ni wọ́n máa ń ṣe. tó ẹjọ́ pé ó kú òye ẹ bó jẹ kó ọkọ̀ wa jẹ́ bó jẹ jẹ́ ká rojú lọ ó tó ní kó bá ẹgbẹ́ wa òun lọ́nà yọ kúrò àbí bẹ́ẹ̀ kọ́ tó bá tún kú.
Sorry if you don't understand Yoruba. So it's practically cursing anyone, whether you are Osun indigenous, like you are from Osun State, or you are living in Osun State or working in Osun State. If you dare vote for Adeleke, that's the dancing governor, the Ade Jackson, right? You won't make it. That's the cause. These are people who are like APC, Egbekegbes, bottom, I mean, what do you call those ones? They call them the bottom barrel. Okay? The lowest of the lowest in their food chain. They are those ones that even if they are dying, they will still queue up to validate the madness of APC. They will. And then they can start begging family members for money to help them pay medical bills, school fees, even feeding. But every 4 years, they are always willing and ready. Anyway, they are from Osun State. Another one, this was like, I mean, the story is that a Fulani terrorist on drug wandered out of the forest into the community, into a town called the Anka town or community in Zamfara State. I mean, a bandit on colos. What do you think people should actually do? Where they started interrogating him, then he told them that he's got an information to report somebody, which happened to be like a terrorist, wanted terrorist, right? All of this, right, is from the supposed bandits or terrorists on drugs.
Stop, don't do that. Wait. Hey.
I mean, there's nothing you can't see in Nigeria. except if you have decided to just zone out. There are people like that too. Nothing freaks them anymore because they have detached themselves from anything Nigeria in such a way that they believe that nothing can surprise them anymore. They've seen enough. You know, like when you have seen things that 10, 15 years ago, if anyone had said them, you would think they were mad. Many of those who called Nnamdi Kanu mad, Nnamdi Kanu this, a lot of them are now referring back to everything they said. Because when he was saying all of those things back then, people couldn't like imagine that that's even possible. That would that even be possible in Nigeria? Now APC, Egbekegbe, they have succeeded in conditioning us and conditioning our people to accept this as norm. So people are now coping with it to the point that when you see some of the news, you just be like, nothing surprises me anymore in that place, man. No, I'm not surprised. Say, hey, are you not shocked? I said, shock. Me, a country that is rehabilitating terrorists, a country that set up ministry to placate terrorists, a country where your people are being killed and slaughtered, and you are there asking your people their land or their lives, which one they want. So what do you think is going to surprise anybody, like people like that? Like, what do you think will surprise me anymore? Everything still surprises me. Or I think I still have some quality shock, what have you in my system that still make me feel like nothing shocks some other people anymore. This was Open State, and somebody is sending a message to their governor. So please take a look.
Dr. Abiodun, thank you very much for the swimming pool. God will bless you. Next coming election, when I see vote for APC, the whole Nigeria go full of swimming pool. OTA. Owulele. ATS tele yo. Now wetin they give us with this swimming pool. To swimming pool yo. Oh no, sir. APC for 2027. Anybody wey born well, vote for APC. When I say some go area Ogun State for good 8 years. For good 8 years, yo. Now wetin Dr. Abiodun provide for the Ogun State be this, yo. Yes, yo. Now swimming pool give us for Ogun State. Good 8 years, yo. Everywhere good now. APC for life. APC for life. now vote APC. So now who vote APC go suffer am, no be me. APC inside swimming pool. Like I really thank you very much. You do this one. Yeah. You do this one. And I told you.
Tell me what are we producing and selling to other countries? Not even slippers. We eat the skin of our cows instead of turning them to beautiful bags and shoes. Eliminate that. It's a sign of poverty. I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So, if I want to hear anything, my children or any of my workers will tell me, this one say this one. If I'm tired, I say, please, forget it.
Forget it. And on that note, we are going to call it a night. So thank you so much again for another interesting evening. I know we didn't take calls, well, because I've got this loaded stuff to share and the time is already exhausted. So thank you. Please, if you haven't really shared the broadcast, you should. do that. Like it as well if you haven't. And join me another time when you have the chance. So enjoy the rest of your evening. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Lórí Facebook lórí YouTube. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Mayegun dayari politico. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun dayari Nayibi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Bí pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Bí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá ti ń gba rìbá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràjò. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀. Mayegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò fẹ́ bẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe. Fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n
ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀gọ̀ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.